Hello and welcome to Milan. I just arrived in Milan this afternoon and I'm staying at this really cute hostel called Ostello Bello. Look at how cute my dorm room is. Like, look at this corner. Look at there's like this sitting area. This is my bed, all of that. So I just checked in and I'm about to go out, walk around a little bit because just walking on the streets in Milan is so nice. Like even on my walk to the hostel, I was just like, this feels amazing. So yeah, let the exploration begin. On my first evening out in Milan, I'm walking through this area, this neighborhood called Sank V, which literally translates into 5 ways. Now, this is the oldest district in Milan and it has these like tiny lanes and it is lined by art galleries everywhere. I must have crossed like about like 10 to 15 art galleries on my way, and even if you're like not really into art, it's really nice to just walk around. Ciao and welcome to Lake Como. So today I am doing a day trip to Lake Como from Milan. You can do it multiple ways. You can do it by yourself. You can take a train from Milan to Como, which is about an hour. But I have decided, just to make things easier for me, to book it with Get Your Guide, which is like a day trip. So yeah, we have arrived at Lake Como. It is one of the most beautiful lakes I have ever seen. It is surrounded by Alps, so you have like the lake set amongst all of these gorgeous green mountains. And today the day trip is going to start from Lake Como. We're going to go on a cruise. We are going to go to the other side of Lake Como. Now Lake Como is massive, so it's surrounded by all these little villages. So we're going to start with Como, go to Bellagio, which is going to be our next stop, and then after that we are actually going to cross the border to Switzerland and visit Lake Lugano in Switzerland. So we took like a 45-minute cruise from Lake Como and we have arrived at this beautiful little town called Bellagio. The town is so cute. It's like full of these cobblestone streets. Like literally every other street is Instagram worthy. So we've stopped at a cafe to just get some cappuccino and a croissant, and then we're just going to walk around till we head to our next destination. Welcome to Switzerland! We just arrived in this place called Lugano, which is our third stop for the day. So we are going on a ride on this like very touristy train. So it's going to take us to a viewpoint which is called San Salvador. So it's like a big like mountain top, but it's not going to go all the way up. It's like a 40-minute ride that's going to take us to a viewpoint where we can get a beautiful view of the Lugano lake and then come back down to just take a walk around the promenade. Maybe spend some time just seeing the water, all of that. So we're hanging out in Lugano. We found a nice spot by the water and we're eating some piadinas. Are they good? Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Milan Duomo or the Milan Cathedral. So my exploration of Milan begins in front of this beautiful structure. So the Milan Cathedral is actually the largest church in Italy. It the construction of this church took over 6 centuries for it to be complete, and it is of course one of the most important cathedrals. It is one of the very few churches which has been built completely in the Gothic style out of all the churches that I've visited in Italy up until now. So when you come to Milan, this is the first thing that you need to come and visit. The entry ticket is €10, in which you can go inside the cathedral as well as the museum Duomo, which kind of houses relics, sculptures and all of that preserved throughout the construction of the church. And then this is the Duomo Square, which is like this big plaza, and on one side of the plaza you have the Vittorio Emanuele galleries, so you can visit all of it at once when you come here. The interior of the Duomo di Milano features beautiful painted glass windows, marble sculptures, and most importantly, right above the main altar, you will see a red light bulb which is believed to mark the spot where one of the nails from the crucifixion of Jesus Christ has been placed. So your most obvious next stop after visiting the Milan Duomo has to be this gorgeous structure called Galleria Vittorio Emanuele. This is a 19th century structure. It's actually a shopping mall, but like a very fancy one at that. The ceiling is beautiful. The entire architecture of the building is really beautiful. There's wall murals, and the entire mall is basically lined by the fanciest brands you can find. The main square has like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Dior, all of your big names, and then it also has a lot of upscale cafes, restaurants. So if you're somebody who likes the fine things in life, definitely come here. Also, if you don't mind splurging a little bit, but even if you don't want to, you can just come here, walk around, soak in the vibe. It's really nice. Now I'm walking around this beautiful neighborhood called Brera in Milan. I think a big part of exploring Milan for me has been just walking around and absorbing the vibe of the city. So Brera is this like really nice neighborhood that is lined by art galleries. There's a lot of like boutique shops. There was like a sort of flea market. So this entire area that you can see behind me, these tents, so it's like a flea market where you can find all the vintage, like thrifted sort of jewelry, jackets, outfits, like just all of that. And it's a really nice place to just walk around, explore it. After about a 10-minute walk from the Brera neighborhood, I've arrived at the Castle of Milan. So it's known as Castello Sforzesco or the Sforza Castle. This castle was actually built by the Duke of Milan, Francesco Sforza, in the 15th century. And today, the castle has sort of turned into a museum. So there are actually multiple museums that you can visit over here. There is a museum of the relics from the time of the Duke. There is a museum that is dedicated to sculptures. There's also a museum that is dedicated to Michelangelo, that holds the last sculpture Michelangelo ever built. It is known as Pieta Rondanini, which is a sculpture of Jesus and Mother Mary, but that sculpture is still unfinished. It was actually found in Michelangelo's workshop after he died, and that's why that sculpture has been preserved in the museum over here. Right next to the castle, there is a park where you can walk around, come for a picnic, come for a jog, whatever you want to. Parco Sempioni, right in the heart of Milan, spreads across an area of 95 acres and features beautiful green lawns, sculptures, fountains, and a pond where you can watch ducks and turtles swim around. A perfect respite from the bustling city, this park is amazing for a quick time out during sightseeing. starting my day in Milan at Navigli, which is like this beautiful promenade by the canal side. And I went to a bar, sipped on a couple of Aperol spritzes, which is like the popular cocktail here. So yeah, this is like the perfect way, I think, to end a day in Milan, watch the sunset, watch the boats go by on the canal, and sip on an Aperol or Campari spritz. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Until then, hit the subscribe button.